Hi everyone, so here I have the Moto G4. This is the Moto Maker model and I got this for only £130. So I'm a big fan of Moto Gs and I have the first gen and the second gen, and one of the first things I noticed when I picked this phone up is that it feels so much more premium than those older Moto G phones. And honestly, for a £130 device, it's definitely classified as a budget device, but it feels so well made. The back has a nice rubberized texture, and you may be able to make out that it's blue. So that's one of the Moto Maker options. You can get the back in different colors, and you can also get this metal ring in different colors as well, which is just cool. It personalizes your device, and it's pretty unique. No, I can't think of any other company which does that. So yeah, other small things which I like about the build is this fake sort of metal strip going around. It's a fully plastic phone, but that nice plastic piece does actually, even though it is only plastic, it gives it a more expensive feel, which is good. The button placement is decent, so it's right there, you can feel that. And the button has a cool texture, so many people don't like the clickiness of the button, but I think it's okay, no complaints there. Yes, it's also pretty thin as well. The size of the phone is a bit of an issue, especially for someone like me who's going from a 4.5 inch phone to a 5.5 inch phone. But sometimes it is difficult to do stuff like typing and things like that. So that is one of my main problems with this phone. So, performance-wise, this phone is very fast and snappy. So you can. It runs pretty much stock Android, and it does everything really quickly. So what I'm going to do is just open a few things and show you like what sort of loading times you can expect. And also the RAM management, so that's settings, show how fast I opened up, calculator, clock. How about we open something a little bit heavier, like, where's the Play Store? Play Store. Right, and you see how fast they're all opened up, and if I go to the recent apps, you see they're not having to reload the apps because the RAM management is quite good, and it's being able to open all these apps at the same time. It's got 2 gigabytes of RAM, and so for multitasking it's pretty good. And as you can see, that 8-core processor just makes it really fast and snappy. So the only place where performance will really let you down is gaming. Let me show you 2D gaming. 2D gaming is fine. So as you can see, simple games like Subway Surfers works just fine. You'll have more of an issue if you play more graphic intensive games, but for this budget device, you can even play a few games, which is really cool. So as you've probably already seen, it's got a really large, vivid screen. So it's 5.5 inch diagonal, and it's 1080p, so that's a really sharp screen. My only problem, as I mentioned before, is just the size of it. But yeah, it's just a very nice vivid display. So you can also even choose the color mode. So there's a normal mode and a vibrant mode. You won't really notice the difference there, but the vibrant just makes the colors pop out a bit more, and it's just a pleasure to use. And the display does feel like it belongs to a phone which is much more expensive. So that's really good there as well. No complaints. So now if we talk about the features, it's pretty simple. It's a budget device, and Motorola are just trying to give us what we need at the lowest price possible. So no thumbprint reader, which isn't an issue because I don't think you need one. But yeah, there are a few features. So you've got quick charge, and turbocharge. And what I find quite interesting is if you get the Moto G4 from the Moto Maker, you actually get a turbocharger built in. So the unique selling point, what that is you're able to get 8 hours worth of charge from the phone in a 15-minute charge time. So if you plug this into the wall for 15 minutes, you'll be able to use your phone for an additional 8 hours, which is really cool. You've also got dual flash at the back too, which is cool. Not all have that. Front-facing speakers. Now that's better than side ones and back ones, but there's only one. There used to be 2. And some may argue it's not really a feature, but it's very stock Android, which just makes it more of a pleasure to use, to be honest. Nothing slowing you down. The only thing which is non-stock is Moto gestures. So let me show you what those are. basically it's hand gestures which do different things. So if I chop twice with my hand, for instance, it turns on the torch. And there's just small stuff like that. So here are a few shots from the camera. There's a 5 megapixel front facing camera and a 13 megapixel rear facing camera. All in all, the shots are pretty decent, but sometimes the phone struggled to focus in, so some quality was lost in the photos. And in low light, the footage is quite noisy, but that's expected on a cheap device like this one here. So overall, I think this is a fantastic phone, and I would definitely recommend it, especially for someone like me, so like a student who just wants to be able to do the basic stuff, but really quickly. You will have no problems with this phone. It's just a pleasure to use, and as long as you stay away from like extensive like gaming, it's fine. It's honestly no problems there at all. The only phone which comes even close to competing with this device is the Vodafone Smart Ultra 6. Spec wise, it's pretty much identical, and performance wise, etc., it just feels the same. But yeah, it doesn't feel as good as a Moto G4, and that's why I would definitely still buy the Moto G4 over it, despite the fact the price is slightly higher. My only other issue is the fact that it has no NFC. I would say this is becoming increasingly more important, because even in England now you can use this for our rail network, so NFC for our rail network, and I think that's quite a useful feature, which I think they should implement in the next Moto G. I also don't like the fact that the screen is quite big. I preferred a smaller size, but nowadays that's just a general trend. Smartphones are getting bigger, so this might not be a problem for other people out there.